Welcome. Recently, I had a Google Meet discussion about a horoscope regarding the current bad phase of financial strain. And we did also explore the possible remedies. So, this is the horoscope of that gentleman. And since this point about the bad current financial phase came up so many times that I thought that first let me look at the dasha and the antardasha. So on the Jotish portal, when you click on this option, the current dasha, then it will display the current dasha. So now this horoscope is under Mercury and Rahu period. Mercury Mahadasha and the Rahu Antardasha. However, to my surprise, when I looked at the Rahu signification, so I could not correlate the signification with a bad financial phase. Because in KP, the 2, 6 and 11, these houses are very strong, very positive, and they indicate financially a very good phase. But contrary to this, my friend told me that this horoscope is going through an unexpected bad financial phase. So I was kind of surprised, and then I started exploring more, and I realized that the culprit was the way Rahu and Ketu or the nodes were calculated. See, on the Jotish portal, you have the option to compute the Rahu Ketu or the node's position as mean or as a true. So I always make use of the mean position. Once in a while, when I'm experimenting and some settings are left unchanged, then this is what happens. So in fact, recently I did get an email also about whether to use the mean or the true position of the nodes. I always make use of the mean position. Professor Krishnamurti, in his books and examples, has made use of the mean position. So personally, I make use of the mean position. So let me show you that when you set the Rahu Ketu as a true or Rahu Ketu as mean, sometimes it can dramatically change the star lord and sub lord. This is something that you have to be careful about. In other videos also I pointed out that the Rahu Ketu is true or the mean position can change the sublord, and in many cases it can even change the star lord. So let me first make a note of the degree of the Rahu. So for that you can click over here. So you get the Rahu. So we will just make a note of star lord and sub lord. That's what we are concerned with. Now let us reset this horoscope by using the mean position of the nodes. That's Rahu and Ketu. Now this is the horoscope with the mean position. And let me show you the difference. So we already made a note of the when we use the true position, then the degree was this, and the the Rahu was signifying these houses, which are actually very good houses. 2, 6, 11. These are very, very good houses. It doesn't justify the current financial bad position. Now let's look at what happens when we are into the mean. So first look at the degree. I'm going to take only up to sublord. Mean position. And let's look at the signification of, this is the mean position. If you compare, then only you can appreciate that how much difference sometime can happen with the true and the mean. True Rahu is 2537 and the mean position is 27.8. It's quite a lot difference. And with the true Rahu, the signification is 265411. And with the mean position, the signification changes. Even the star lord changes. This is the star lord. So the star lord has changed. So you should be concerned about whether you are using a true and the mean position. Both options are given on Jotish portal. Most of the time, the difference is less than the is less than 1 degree between the true and the mean position. But sometimes it can go to 1 degree 45 minutes or even 2 degrees. That's a lot of difference. So I thought that this important point should not escape your attention. Let's go through our usual check. So the first check is the signification plus table. Always make this check. We'll just focus on these three columns. Is the ascendant on the border of two signs? It is not. So that's a good thing. Then rest of the thing you can make a note of. The Jupiter is right on the ascendant. Jupiter is, the ascendant is Cancer 11 degree and Jupiter is 12 degree. This indicates a person with a very good disposition, a very noble kind of a person, because the Jupiter is influencing the ascendant. Here we are not discussing about the character sketch, but I brought this point because sometimes when people take some loan or some money and when is the time to return the money, then their intention of returning the money is also very much governed by what kind of disposition they have. So obviously a person with Cancer ascendant and Jupiter right on the ascendant itself will give a good disposition. And in the same breath, I will once again tell you, don't waste your time on looking at the cuspal sublord to figure out the character sketch of the person. Ascendant and moon, the usual old Parashari system, ascendant and moon. This together will give you a very good idea about the disposition of the person. So now we are sure that there is no such issue about ascendant being in the borderline. So let's move forward. There are two small changes that we made to the Jotish portal. One is this flag about the mean or the true position of Rahu and Ketu. When you click on it, it will also give you some more detail, a kind of a helper note. And another important is this eye icon. So you don't see the name or the birth city or the birth time over here. It is hidden. And I have been getting some requests from a few users about the privacy of a horoscope, because now they are sharing or teaching using Jotish portal, and sometimes it becomes imperative that we should be sensitive to the private information. So only when you click the eye icon over here, then it will reveal the name and other information about this person. So now is the time to interpret the current dasha and the antardasha. Professor Krishnamurti's rules about a bad financial period and a good financial period are those scattered all over various books, but this particular book is good. So if you can get hold of this, so in this book you can find these rules are clearly laid out. So according to the professor, the uh, pressure from the creditors. Okay, so this happens when the combination is 5, 8 and 12. Okay. Bad house generally is 6, 8 and 12. And good is 2, 6, 10 and 2, 6, 11. This combination is good. So when you have a dasha and the antar that indicates these houses, the bad houses, then the person is going to go through some kind of a mental strain regarding the material things, finance, business, job, those kind of a thing. So in this, the horoscope, let's grab a part of the dasha. So we'll just copy this. We'll just focus on the dasha and the antardasha. So he's already going through he will be under the sway of the Mercury, Rahu until the end of this year. And then let's look at each of these, the signification from this rule, the 5, 8, 12, 6, 8, 12, and the good 2, 6, 10 and 2, 6, 11. So I'm going to copy this whole table. So for that you have to click on this option, copy. So this has been now copied. Professor Krishnamurti's rule is that if majority of the planets, this is very important, if the majority of the planets are indicating bad houses, 6, 8, 12, 5, 8, 12. These are bad houses from the material prosperity point of view. This is very important from the material prosperity. If majority of the planets they indicate, then a person's life will be dotted with uh, some kind of struggle on the material side, financial struggle, job, business, career, those kind of struggle a person will have. And if majority of the planets are 2, 6, 10, 2, 6, 10, 11, then that person will be successful from the material point of view. And if both the combinations are there, then their life is going to have the ups and downs. Let's look at each of these planets from this angle. So here we find that you see that 2, 6 and 11 combination appears. So we'll say good. 2, 6, 11 is a good combination. Though there are some bad reflection as well, but 2, 6, 11 is a good combination. Let's look at the Venus. 5, 8, 12. You see the 5, 8, 12? 5 is there, 8 is there, 12 is there. So, a 5, 8, 12 usually indicates a pressure from the creditors. You have taken some money, and when that planet becomes active in the dasha timeline, then it brings that pressure from the creditors. So, one of the good thing is that when you get a very focused kind of a question, like in this horoscope, the question is about the financial stress. So this way you can just have a tunnel vision. You can just focus on one question alone. Sun. Now this combination, it indicates that a person will borrow. You see the 6 and 2, this combination indicates increase in the bank balance due to borrowing, because the 6th house is involved. And then the 12th house is also involved. So what professor says is that this person will borrow from person A and then will repay person B, because the 12th house is also very active here in the sublord column. So this you have to remember. This sun indicates this person will borrow from A, pay to B. So then again borrow maybe from C, pay to D. So bad. And moon is also not good. You can see this combination is not good. 12, 6 and 6. And then Mars. Now if you look at Mars, then it is bad and good both. It indicates the borrowing, but at the same time it has this combination, the 2, 6 and 10. So obviously it indicates that during the period of Mars is also a planet that gives courage. So the person will have courage and might explore some new opportunities also in business or in job or in career. 5th house is also there, so it indicates some change. So from that angle it is good, but from our main question, the financial soundness, this is not a good combination because of the strong 6-2 and 6-2. Let's look at the Rahu. The Rahu you can see is not good, and I'll explain you that why. When you plug it into the Mahadasha, then these Antardasha takes on a little bit of different meaning as well. Jupiter is also 2, 6, 10 is here. It's okay, not bad. And then the Saturn, if you look at Saturn, then it indicates the 2, 6 and 11. So Saturn is good. And then the Mercury. Mercury is untenanted, very strong, indicates the 5th 8 and the 12th. So this is bad. So now we see that there is a abundance of the bad versus the good. The person in himself is going through the Mercury Rahu period. Look at what Mercury can do, the Dashanath. Dashanath is Mercury. So unless and until the Mercury allows some good dose of positive influence, which is like 2 6 10 or 2 6 11, that is absent. So the Dashanath is not at all favorable. It's already indicating all these bad houses. And if you look at this combination, so 5 8 12 is there, and 8 12 is also there. What is missing is the 6th house. So when this person will undergo, which he is currently undergoing, Mercury Rahu period, then this Rahu provides this. You see how strong Rahu is. First column, second column, third column. Rahu is very bad. So Rahu provides the additional 6,000 influence. So together the Mercury and the Rahu Dasha becomes problematic, and that is what is happening in this chart. The bad influence is manifesting, and like I mentioned, the Mahadasha either should have been neutral or somewhat should have been positive, but here since Mahadasha is not very favorable, and so the moment it was joined by a planet that provided the necessary additional bad influence as Rahu is providing, so then it resulted in this kind of a financial strain. Actually, you can write the map of you can create the map of the financial position for the entire Mercury period, and this is the way to do it in the Krishnamurti Paddhati framework. Look at the Mahadasha, look at the Antardasha. Pratyantardasha has a role which I will explain you later, but Mahadasha, until and unless Mahadasha allows, the Antardasha will not do anything. Unless Antardasha allows, the Pratyantar will not do anything. So now we know that the Mercury Rahu period is not good. Next comes the Jupiter. So Jupiter is you see, Jupiter is okay. It's better than at least the Rahu. And one of the important thing is the 1 and 9 combination, which Jupiter is having in this horoscope. This is a very good combination to do some Sewa and some donation, which I am going to explain you in a while. So this is the what is typically called as the providential help. This particular combination, 1 9 and 6 combination in Krishnamurti Paddhati, if 6th house is house of struggle also. So Professor Krishnamurti in the same book, the transit book, has mentioned that 6 and 9 indicate that after some struggle, some effort, which the 6th house always indicate, the person will have some providential help or the divine help from the 9th house. And so the 1st and 9 combination becomes good. This is how you have to interpret this and let this user know that the Mercury Jupiter period is very good to do some remedy, and like I mentioned, which I am going to explain you. And after that, obviously then the question is, will these remedy work? Now we see the Saturn is good because it indicates the 2 6 and 11. This combination is good, and Professor Krishnamurti in I think third reader has mentioned that when 2 6 and 11 combination starts operating, then apart from doing so many other good things, it will also help a person to offload the financial debts or the loan or the borrowing that one might have accumulated, and one that might be giving some trouble, mental problem. And then obviously after the Mercury Saturn period, then the Ketu period starts. Ketu is good. So this is how you have to interpret and let the user know. Now let's look at the remedy part. First we have to do the remedy for the Mercury, which is the Mahadasha now. It could be good, bad, neutral, it doesn't matter. It is a good idea that when the Mahadasha starts, then some donation that's related to the nature of that planet should be done. So for Mercury, the Mercury represents books, tablets or stationery item, so that one can donate, or one can help the young writers or the translators. All these things are indicated by Mercury, writing, translation, and then one can even fund the local libraries. So this is for the Mercury. Now in the Google Meet discussion, this came up that should one go to school and distribute chocolates to the young student? No, that should not be done. Mercury has nothing to do with the chocolates. Mercury has to do with books, stationery, writing, translation, communication, those kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. And the recipient or the person who should be accepting the donation must be from the young age. So that is for the Mercury. Another question comes up that how many time or how long one should do that. So in the dasha period, at least every time when the antardasha changes, then the donation or the seva related to the dashanat should be done. In the case of Mercury, it should be done twice, because Mercury is a planet of plurality, so it represents two times. Okay, so suppose now this gentleman is going through Mercury Rahu, so he can do Mercury related donation and seva. When I use the word seva, I mean volunteering. Sometimes people don't have money, or sometimes they don't want to the they don't want to do a a lesser amount donation at might hurt their prestige. So then in that case they can do some volunteering. And for Jupiter, why Jupiter? Because I mentioned that Jupiter is indicating a 1-9. So it indicates divine or the providential help. So Jupiter indicates the teacher, guru, or the traditional educators. So especially people who are underfunded, their donation could be made. Jupiter also represents the dharmic institution, something to that's related with the religion. So it could be anything, Gurdwara or a temple, mosque or church. So one can go and donate over there too. Now a few things that you should keep in mind about the seva and the volunteering is that this is the best remedy, because this uh, this creates I would say the immediate ripples in the karmic causal chain. Nothing like doing a good seva or good volunteering, especially when you reach out to someone who is really needy. See, if you go and donate to some large temple, they don't give a damn. Or you go and donate to some large NGO or a group, they also don't care about it. But if you can find somebody who is struggling, and when you make a donation or even do a volunteering, and they hold your hand and they tell you that they want to extend their heartfelt thanks for whatever you are doing, this is where the blessing starts manifesting. And this is where the whole karmic causal chain starts getting affected. So this is a very good and powerful remedy that I have mentioned. And amount is not important over here. Your intentions are important, so keep that in mind. So I guess that's all in this video. We covered most of the ground. So if you have any more doubt, confusion or suggestions, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.